Hey everyone, so I'm excited about this. I created this garbage can pickup using object detection customized. So I'm going to show you a quick demo how this works. Okay, so there's the garbage can, there's the garbage truck, it shows the pickup. Okay, some animation. Okay, and then once that is done, then let's see here. It's garbage can emptied, and it shows the time that it was picked up. I'm gonna show you first how to create this version of it, and then I'll get into more details like the user interface and everything like that. But I want to just at least get you guys like going on a basic part where you can write some conditionals based on your object detection. So I'll just kind of give you a quick introduction on this one. There's some other elements in this that would help for the conditional. So it's picking up, see it just changed right here. Okay, it's not picking up no more. So there's like just some conditional statements right there. You can stop the camera at this. Okay, so then I used this person's tutorial right here, Nikolai. This guy was really good. He showed me how to do how to use Roboflow and how he used it and everything. And basically, you annotate your images, and then you generate your model. This 416 by 416. There's some information on how that's determined. That worked out really well. And then from there, you want to generate, and then you go to versions, and then it shows you kind of like how to deploy something to your app. One thing I want to let you know is that Roboflow only gives you 3 training credits, and you can there's ways to get more credits. Obviously, one is to pay, and then there's other ways to get some more credits for that. In the documentation, under deploy and web browser, if you click on that, there's this great tutorial. This is what got me started. The boilerplate code for this was good, but I wanted to take it into React. Okay, so here's the boilerplate for React. I'm going to try to do this as quickly as possible. I'll probably be pasting code and things like that because, like I said, I just want to get you guys started. Let's see, this is going to be demo styles, CSS. Okay, so then for the component, let's start off with just making the component here. Let's see. Just eventually will be some props that will be passed into here. Not gonna worry about that now. Gonna just copy that. Okay, and then let's bring in the CSS. Want to just get you guys going, and then I'll have the GitHub so you guys can just copy and paste also. So we got that. One thing I want to start off with is to get the camera going. Okay, so one thing you're going to need is a canvas and a video element. Okay, so there is the video element. Okay, I'm using a reference. Okay, this autoplay is important so that when the camera starts, it starts right away. Have it muted. This is important too for iOS devices. Okay, I'm gonna have a variable with video width, video height. Okay, you want to set those. Then here's the canvas that's gonna overlay the video, and it's gonna do the object detection, like the boxes and everything. So you want to have a reference for that. And here's just like some CSS that's gonna help with that. Okay, this CSS is gonna help too. It's gonna kind of make it like a square shape and everything. Got a container. So let's do the variables for that. I'm gonna set it to 360. In Roboflow, it's 416. Just gonna make it a little bit smaller. That's why. Okay, that's how it is in Roboflow. Gonna use the use ref, canvas ref. Okay, do this one. Let's get the CSS for that. Just gonna copy and paste this whole thing. Okay, so let's see, this is gonna kind of make it a square, give it a little background at the beginning, and then this is gonna overlay, got a Z index to kind of overlay the video element. Okay, I'm gonna give the rest of the HTML here. Okay, so this is gonna show the status of what's going on when the object detection is detecting something. We have a stop button just to stop the detection and the camera. And then there's also a button to show the camera right here. Okay, let's bring this over into app.js. Take a look at what we got. A few things that we got to do. We got to implement the stop camera, enable cam text, just some things that we got to do. So let's do that. I'm going to copy this over. Just going to make it quicker. Okay, that's their enable cam text. Okay, also the garbage status. Okay, we're also going to need the stop camera, show camera. Do in here. There's the show webcam. That's let's see here, show webcam. Okay, so there's some things right here. We want to check the permissions. There's two permissions. There's ones where there's no permissions at all, and there's also one where you can enable, disable on the iOS device. It was you have to check for those two things. So there's two different ways to kind of check for that. And so I'm going to throw in my enable camera function in here. Okay, I check to see first if permissions are granted. And that's what kind of this parameter is right here, where I kind of check for that. If it's been granted and everything, or if it hasn't been granted, I have them grant it and then restart. I have a text for that, like on a button, and have them reload the app. Okay, and if they do have it, then basically this will just terminate the stream. It just basically checks to see if they have that enabled. Then it'll return true. And once they have that enabled, then I will go ahead and load the camera here. But before loading the camera, I actually load the model. So yeah, so you want to have this right here, the constraints. You want to have the video height and everything, facing mode to the environment. And then you want to set your media devices, get user media with the constraints. Here's the stream. Okay, and then this is like what I said about the check permissions. If it's good to go, then you want to reference the video element that I have below. Okay, and you set the source object to the stream. Okay, and if that's good to go, then you basically trigger your await function to that it's good to go. Okay, so but before that, we got to load the model. So let's do that. Just put that right up here. We're going to use a use effect also for this. One thing about the load model is that since, and something I should tell you about is that, so you want to have the CDN. This comes from Roboflow. You want to have this in here. That's the way I did it. And then in order to reach that, you want to use window.roboflow. Okay, and then I'm gonna show how to enter in the publishable API key, the project URL, the model version, and things like that, and then that'll return a model. So we can also throw that in here too. Var model equals undefined for now, and then I'm gonna put that as a global variables. Okay, so this right here, you get this project URL from here, version right here. It's right here. You don't want to put the /2 here. And then you put the version number right here. That's version 2. Okay, the publishable key, you could get that in your settings. Okay, so then we got that. That's going to load. And we have to wait for these to load. I want to also wait for the cam to load. And then we got to start detection. So I'm going to show that one. I'm going to copy and paste that. Okay, I'm also going to copy and paste the stop camera and the stop detection. Just gonna have those in there. Okay, so then once it's loaded, once the model's loaded, once the camera's loaded, then we're gonna start the detection, and we're gonna have another reference to set an interval. This is gonna cycle through the detection model. I had to use a reference for this for React. For some reason, I wasn't able to clear it any other way, so that's why I am using that. So I'm gonna put another reference right here. I'm gonna put it towards the model since it's kind of has to do with that. Okay, use ref. And that detection set interval, it makes a big difference later on. Okay, so then we got that. So yeah, that's gonna cycle through if there's a model available. And then we have our stop camera. So this basically does like that same thing right here, where I'm enabling where it stops. If it needs to, it stops the stream, it clears the stream. And then, so that's what that does right there. And then after doing that, we want to stop the detection. Okay, so after we stop the detection, well, we want to clear the interval stop the detection, and then we also want to clear the canvas. And I had to wait a little bit for everything to stop in order for me to clear the canvas, so that's why I have it as a set timeout. So the next thing I'm going to copy and paste over is the detection function here. Okay, so I do have a detect console log because I like to see how it's going in the console. We want to make sure that the stream is good to go. That's what this is right here. It's undefined, not null. And then I'll tell you about this one in a moment. But here's the detections right here. Here's using the model from Roboflow. This takes the stream, starts detecting like in a loop from the set interval, and then if you console log the detections, you'll start getting an array of objects if there's something detected. So that's what I'm doing here. If the array has elements in it, then we want to loop through those. I use the class here to look if the garbage is being picked up, and then the garbage status, which is this part right here. If the garbage is picked up, it's going to change this part right here. Okay, and then so once we got what we want here, then basically we take that detection and this right here also is important. So if the confidence level of the detection is greater than 6%, then we want to go ahead and take that, and then we want to draw the boxes. So we have to put in the detections, and we have to create the canvas for that. I'm going to start off with this adjust the canvas right here. So these two pieces of code that I'm about to paste, this is not from me. This is from just researching, looking through the tutorial that I told you about from Roboflow. So that's what this is. I didn't write this. I did have to change some things though. Had to update some things. So I would just follow what I have here. And then also, this is a huge one: drawing the boxes. This amazes me how people are able to just come up with this kind of code. I like, it's so interesting to me. It's amazing. So this draw boxes is going to come from here. It's going to detect that. It's going to loop through the array of objects. I had to adjust some things here. These names were not coming up on the object detection. I wonder if it's just because they were too big. So once I minimized those, then they started showing up. So that's my theory. Maybe it was just that the names are too big. So that's something to think about when you're using Roboflow. And then let's take a look at what it looks like so far. One thing I want to note, there's a typo right here. So let's fix that. Okay, so here's what we got. Let's show camera. And I just basically got like my USB webcam right here. Okay, that looks like it's good. It's detecting. Let's back it up, run it. Okay, picking up. There it goes. It's changing the text right here. And it's not picking up no more, so change the text. Great. Okay, so then I'm gonna stop this, and then boom, the canvas cleared. So I'll link that video, that sample video also, and so that should get you guys started on an application. You can fiddle around with that part. And in the next video, I'm gonna show how I went further to make this app. One thing I wanted to show you with this app, if I go to the console, so one thing I wanted to do was when the detection starts, and I have that console log if you remember about the detection. See, and it's starting. Okay, so when the detection starts, I want it to be like a slow, maybe even 2 or 3 seconds. Doesn't have to be every second. But when it detects like the garbage truck, I want it to start moving faster. So I'm going to show that. So see, when it's moving faster, the detection is starting really fast. Okay, but if it's not, then it's just going slow. It's kind of like just variable, just varying the rate. Just because I want to be able to pick up all the details that's going on. So I'll show how I do that in another video. But that's something that I put basically in my detect function right here. And I had to like restart the interval, and it worked pretty good. So just one thing I wanted to just throw out there. Okay, so yeah, have fun.